So, hello, and this is the unboxing of the Yale Linus L2, and then you need the touch keypad. It does work with the manual keypad. I saw someone selling that one, but I haven't tried it, so let's get ahead with this. This is made in Vietnam. I don't want to show you the serial number in case someone's smart enough to hack it. And this is how it comes packed. This is the lock. For the back plate. This thing is tiny. This thing is like literally tiny. Teeny tiny from here. This thing is teeny tiny in comparison to the original that thing. And this is the back plate. And the way this black plate mounts is you need to screw this. You put this on the door. The lock cylinder, it needs to be a bit protruding outside, and then you tighten this screw and it clamps that cylinder. This isn't magnetic. There is a Matters code inside. I don't want to show you that thing. And in case somebody knows how to hack the thing, there's this lever. It locks this thing onto this. So that wasn't locked. And apart from that, made in Vietnam. It can take a key and something as fat as a normal person's finger and lock and unlock it. The thing is teeny tiny in comparison to Switchbot or the L1, the Linus 1. I'm surprised how they managed to make it twice as fast and twice as powerful in locking and unlocking. Right, this is here. There is a battery that comes in. Let's go exploring more. What else is inside? Right, so there's a battery over here. It's over here. I took it out earlier because the last time I did an unboxing, I was shocked. I didn't know what to do with it. So here's the battery. It charges via USB-C, and while it's charging, the light, it blinks, and when it's fully charged, then I think it will become stable. What else? So dead end. I think this is where the booklets are, and this is the other end. So what do we have here? The Yale dot. I think this is some NFC kind of a tag. It works with this thing works with Android only, so I have to see if it works with iOS or not. A 3M sticker to stick this over here onto any surface. So the 3M thing is nice. You know, maybe if this doesn't clamp on anything, you can just stick it here and stick it onto your lock. The thing is, the mechanism isn't that difficult. This thing just needs to rotate the key. So if it is somehow stuck even with 3M, the thing will work. This thing will work. I've done it before. I stuck another lock with just a double-sided tape and it worked. Inside over here we have 3 or 4 things. What are those 4 things? Well, there's a small screw, little tiny screw. I don't know what this is used for. Let me keep it back inside. I haven't figured out what that thing is for. There's an L key. So L key is used to tighten this, tighten or loosen this thing. And then there is a Smart Sense magnet. It has a double-sided tape. And then there's another double-sided tape over here, and you can just put it onto the Smart Sense magnet. So the Smart Sense magnet, the last time I had Yale L1, it went around here. No, I think down here. I would need to see how it works. Okay, let me clear this thing up. This is done. Now comes the, oh my god, the screw. Not to lose the screw. This is the touchpad. The other pad can also work. There's this sticker. This is also made in Vietnam. And I haven't opened this. So this is the touch keypad. It's as big as your palm. It does come with a double-sided tape. This is waterproof, so it can work outside. And what do we have over here? A pin ejector tool. 2 screws and something to get them into somewhere. So this pin ejector most likely goes over here, underside of this thing. The Switchbot also, the external touch this thing, it opens with a pin ejector tool. So let's see how this thing works. I think this is the battery thing. Yes, it is. Oh, so I didn't need the pin ejector right now because they did this thing. They put it in such a way that I can pull it out. So just be careful and keep this thing intact. Next time I don't need it. Well, once it's installed, you need to put the pin ejector over here. So you put the pin ejector, and then you can take this thing off and replace the batteries. It has Energizer Max 4 AAA cells. Alright, sorry. I shouldn't have showed you that. Cancel that. This is how it is. So you need the pin ejector tool to put it here, down over here, and well, the company has made it simpler for first-time users to pull this tab and take this off. And there was something over here. I didn't want to show you the code, so I will skip the code out. 4 AAA Energizer cells. I don't want you to see this as well. And it has started to blink. So let's go ahead and, oh, it's doing the ting ting thing. This thing I think is trying to connect to the app. All right then, let's get with that. Okay, so while that thing is updating, let me explain how this kind of locks works. So this is a cylinder inside your door lock. From outside, you put your key to unlock it and lock it. This is the mechanism that goes into it. You can remove this knob by using an L key. The L key that these guys provided, I think will fit over here. Yes, it does fit. And you'll be able to remove this knob. You can use it with a key on both sides. Now, a safety cylinder is a cylinder whereby you can use a key on both ends. So they can use a key from this end and this end. Normally, this isn't a safety cylinder. So if there was a key over here, I would have to push this key in some way, and it would push that other key out for it to work. So what I did, I went and bought a Yale 3-star safety cylinder. Those cylinders are designed in a way that if a thieves can break into this cylinder. So if a thief does try to break into the cylinder from the outside, it snaps at this point, and then it becomes a nightmare to unlock the door. And the only way to unlock it is if you have such a smart lock indoors. It will still work, the inside part would work, but you won't be able to use the outside part. You would need to change the cylinder. The cylinder is extremely easy to change. I will show you. There's a screw. It goes over here, and that is it. You put the cylinder in, put the screw in, tighten it, and that's it. A Euro cylinder is something like this, but it protrudes a bit out from the door, and that is where you are able to hang this thing. You're able to hang this thing. So where is it? Let me... down straight. Unscrew this, loosen it out a bit. What the heck? Let's loosen it a bit more. Here you go. So now if there's a key over here, we can put this lock on top. It goes as such, and you need to pull that thing up. It's updating, the software is updating, so I don't want to remove the battery, and then and this is the quietest lock around. So this is how that safety cylinder thing works. So you can lock it from the outside. You come from outside, lock it. That's the mechanism, at least in theory. I'll show you on the door how that thing works. Okay, so I got my house keys in my pocket before I do any more adventures, and I need to calibrate the lock. So continue. Door sense is installed. It's alright over here because it should be a little higher, but then it's alright. Rotate your lock completely in the lock direction until all the way it stops. 1, 2. It stopped over here. Next, rotate your lock until it's completely unlocked, and then it stops. Okay, next. You open the door wide enough to walk through. The latch just clears the door frame. Now close your door. Next. And this thing is fast. But it didn't unlatch the thing. So I still have to hold the handle down too. Well, let us see how it goes from here. Okay, so I fixed the keypad outside. What I did is I removed there's a number outside my door, the house number, and I removed the screw from one of the numbers. And I went and put the plate in. So, okay, so this Yale thing can rotate somehow. It rotates So you can rotate it to the right side. I rotated it here, it was the other way around. And push this in. Alright, let's see. Well, I have to recalibrate the lock then now. So I've removed 2 screws from this side, and let us see, try and remove the lock. Here it is. So here's the lock, and well, let us see what we can do with the Yale now. Let me be careful with the screws. Okay, here are the screws, and then I need to undo this thing. Hold on a second, I also needed to undo this thing. And then let us see how the Yale thing works. Is it better than this? Is it worse off than this? Oh. The Yale isn't going to be so easy to fit, is it? I need to screw this thing in, and the Yale isn't going to let me do it easily, is it? No. Yale is going to create an issue. So I need to screw this in, put it through the Yale thing, then unscrew it, then put it here, then screw it back, screw it in back in, as tight as it can go, and then okay, this Yale's L-key. But this fitting seems more sturdy in comparison. The back plate is more sturdier than Switchbot's plate. But Switchbot has a lot more things. If you live in your home, just use the 3M sticker. That's going to work fine. Something isn't right. I have to unscrew it and retighten the thing. Something isn't right. Okay, now it's secure. I put everything back before I mix things up. Okay, let us put it back on. Then so it's locking and unlocking stuff. Okay, and now the last process is to get this on top. It doesn't want to fit in. Push this up. That's it. This is secure. Why is it wobbly? This isn't wobbly. So the problem lies in this thing. Well, this is how it is. And then you have to install this thing over here. So let's remove this and install. Well, this magnet is the Yale's magnet is far stronger than Switchbot's door sense magnet. So let us see what this does. It has to be parallel to this thing, so something around here, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Let me get the battery and see how this thing works then. The things I like about this lock, man, this thing is fast. This thing is really fast. I'm surprised by the speed it locks and unlocks. The only problem I have with this thing is there's a thumb turn. For a regular person, yes, that is a good thing. But for somebody that lives with someone that is disabled, the touch thing would have been better. You could just press it. The Switchbot had that. Press it and it locks. Press it and it unlocks. So if I'm holding a carton or a lot of things, I just need to somehow touch it and it will unlock. With this, I have to physically unlock it to get out of the house. I can't every time use... Yes, I can use Hey Siri, do this, but then that's a safety hazard. Anybody can shout from outside your door, asking that Apple Assistant to unlock the thing, and your, well, voila, it goes off. Or somebody can just stand near you and say something aloud and have someone else near your door, and that's the safety hazard as well. So it isn't safe in that manner. This thing is connected to matters. It is small. This thing is small. Like, it's hardly noticeable. There's nothing different. You can see a normal person would not be able to know. If Yale wasn't written over here, people would have thought this is just part of hardware of the door. Now the problem. See this screw? This is the only screw you need to unscrew, pull that screw out, and the whole cylinder along with this thing would come out. You can change a Euro cylinder. It isn't that hard. What I like about this Switchbot lock, number one, it has these batteries, and the real original ones that they sell, the rechargeable ones, you can swap one out and leave one in, and they charge through USB-C, and the lock will still work. So once you have one charged, bring it back, plug it in, and take the other one out, take it back to charging. So like, it's an infinite loop. The other thing is this cover is magnetic. So this is the first thing that is really nice about this lock. The other thing is this, you don't need to lock or unlock anything. This is very important with, if you have somebody with Alzheimer's, that person won't be able to figure out how to unlock this thing. You can cover this thing with a permanent marker, and that person would never know how to unlock this. So the only way to unlock this for you, which is very convenient, is a touch system. Press this, it unlocks. And just doesn't only unlock, it holds this latch back, so I can, hold on a second, it will let go after 10 seconds, see? And then the way to lock it is then touch again. Okay, the third thing that's really nice about this is the motor it has is extremely powerful. Even if you have a stuck sort of lock, this thing will rotate it. And the external keypad, the touch one, it can store 100 fingerprints. There are not dramas like in Yale or other companies that they restrict you have to create an account to register a fingerprint. No, you can just register 100 fingerprints, and you go out, you touch the keypad outside, and it's going to work. So these are a few of the very nice features of this lock. Switchbot Pro 2, I think. It is very cheap. It's 170 or 80 pounds. If you buy it directly from their website, they will include the rechargeable batteries for free in the 70 and 80 pounds, and it will include the external touch keypad and a Matters mini hub. They will include all of this, so you won't need anything else. Then the more important thing about this is, in comparison to the Yale, this company, they offer a lot more flexible fittings for a lot more sort of locks. So if you buy this, chances of you being able to fit this on your door are far higher than the Yale Linus lock. This one just comes with this. Yes, this is made of metal and it seems a bit more sturdy, but then this thing comes with a lot more things. It will be easier to fit it. Now, why am I removing this? There has been an issue. I don't want to discuss it. I think it's a one-off thing, so maybe it's a glitch on my end. Maybe it's a glitch in the software. I don't know, but something is wrong. That's why I'm removing this and replacing it with the Yale. The other problem I'm facing is the noise. So whenever this thing unlocks, everybody within maybe 100 feet would know this door has unlocked, and I'm not at home. And well, if there's a thief sitting around behind a bin, that guy would be able to figure out. All he needs to do is sit down and listen for the door to unlock, and then just scoop into the house and get whatever he wants, and then before I come back. But this thing is customizable. The noise is an issue. The keypad is fantastic. One of the best things. I did a registration for the Yale thing, and that thing is useless. You need to create an account. If you want to put 2 fingerprints, you need to create 2 accounts. You can't just create a guest and create a fingerprint. No, you have to send an invite to somebody. It's a lot of drama. And then there's just one fingerprint. What if I come home and I'm holding something in one hand and I want to use my other hand's fingerprint? Then what am I going to do? There are a few weird things with Yale. The other larger problem with Yale is Yale is super expensive. It isn't cheap. This thing is 100, maybe 60 pounds, 70 pounds, and Yale is something nearing 400 pounds. How 400 pounds? Well, 210 pounds for this lock. Then the touch keypad is 110 pounds. You can work with the 60 pound normal keypad that Yale has. Then if you need to modify something on the door, the lock, man, that is going to be an issue. Okay, so the thing has updated. In theory, I'm showing you this in theory. So theoretically, DoorSense is installed. The DoorSense should be parallel to this. View DoorSense installation videos. Okay, so assume this is the lock position, and then the latch. So what this does is, this is like silent. This is extremely silent. Even I'm surprised. That's it. This is how, all you need to do is now, well, I'm not going to show you how to do the Wi-Fi. Well, let's see what happens. Set up a new Wi-Fi bridge. Use built-in Wi-Fi. Built-in Wi-Fi, this thing has Wi-Fi built into it. Continue. And then it searches for my Wi-Fi network. I don't want to show you that one. Roll here, turn on NFC. So I need to do this on. Set up a new device. I need to set up a new device. I need to scan the code at the back of the... I need to enroll this as well. So first I need to enroll the lock and then the keypad. The lock, it automatically sends me to enroll the dot. What I plan to do is use it a bit further away from the main doors whenever I come near my home. And this thing hasn't started unlocking. I just tap my phone. Okay, so this is the home. One touch lock, enable doorbell, I don't have a doorbell. Enable sounds, keypad sounds, I don't want sounds. Enable adaptive brightness. You walk towards it and it lights up at night. Well, you do need that thing. One touch notification, keypad is used to lock the device. Okay, enable keypad, one touch lock. What does one touch lock mean? I don't know what that means. Enable auto lock after 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'll just do it 2 minutes. It will lock automatically. You need to put the auto lock on as well. And continue this thing. Plastic tab is removed. You have no device to work with. Exit. Set up new device. And now it runs you through a scenario of what to do. So what is a triangle? What is a circle? I don't know. Mine is a circle thing. Mine is the Euro cylinder. I will explain what Euro cylinder is. Something that can open. Euro cylinders are no. Well, if your lock needs pulling up, you can do that and it still works. The only thing is you need to remember. Yes. Yes. This means there's a safety cylinder. I'll show you how to change your safety cylinder. There's just one screw over here, this little screw. Between the above the larger screw, there's a smaller screw, and it takes the cylinder out. It's a simple process. I will show you how to do it. Device is installed. Device is installed. Begin setup. Where's the Smart Sense thing? So here it is. The Switchbot, it's superior, it's better. Yes, it makes a lot of noise. It is relatively slower than the Yale thing. But however, the touch thing and this touch keypad is far superior. The software is better than Yale's. All these new keypads, external ones, this is a plate you fix on the wall and then you push it down somehow. And the way to get it out is you need a SIM ejector pin tool to push over here. So you go under there, push it, and then you release this. See this thing? The SIM ejector tool would push this in, and you'll be able to remove it. Otherwise, you can't remove it. The only odd thing I feel about this is CR123A batteries, 2 of them for this. Like the Yale one has 4 AAA cells. Maybe they needed 6 volts, but I think you can get 6 volts, 336 volts that way. Maybe the design, whatever, they made it more compact. One other thing I read about this is on the page it's written as IP65. I don't know if this lock is IP65 or just the keypad is IP65. I don't know about that. I haven't contacted the company. But if this is IP65, you can use it. Ideally, you can use it outdoors. I don't know what scenarios those would be if you want a smart lock outdoors. This is how the 4 AAA battery cells over here. This is how they last a long while. So the thing is, I would say for the price, this is a gold mine of a smart lock. The last smart lock I had, it was from Xiaomi, and there was some touch thing. This dial didn't exist on that lock. There was no dial, it was just plain lock. You had to swipe somewhere here or here, and it would lock and unlock. And the person I was living with had Alzheimer's, and that person would always, multiple times of the day and night, attempt to unlock the main door to escape. Or I don't know what, there was some confusion. So that lock stopped that person from ever escaping the house at night or in the daytime. You can't just sit around the door as a watchman. This lock is the nearest in comparison. You take a Sharpie, cover this thing, and I don't think someone with Alzheimer's or serious mental health issues would be able to unlock this. But if there is a fire in the house, that becomes a problem. Then this thing becomes a disadvantage. So you have to weigh the pros and cons of what is going on. One other thing I found out, in the Yale lock, there was this tiny screw. It goes into the main lock. Somewhere behind it, it said security something. So I think this does some sort of physical hardware lock on that lock. So if the screw is in something, maybe you can't change the owners of the lock or something happens. I don't know what's with that. This lock, I will have to read what this little screw does. The Yale dot on the Yale lock, it works with iPhone. So what my plan is, a lot of people have this complaint about Yale. You walk up to the door, but it doesn't lock immediately. That's why I have the touch finger keypad thing. That thing is useless, I've come to realize, because it just lets you register for one user, one fingerprint. I can't use my other fingerprint. I have to create a new account to put another fingerprint in. That is a huge drawback for me. What if I'm holding groceries in one hand, so I have to switch everything over to the other? It's pointless. What I plan to do is put this further away from the main door, so when I'm walking, like when I exit the car and on the way to the main door, I'll just tap my phone here and continue walking, or maybe put it at my thigh level and let the phone tap this thing. I don't know, I have to experiment with it. And by the time I reach the door would have unlocked. That's in theory, but I don't know, but I still have to figure this part out. Hope this helps you then.